Good morning, everybody, and thanks for the kind introduction. And I'm Toshiya Cho from Hitachi Limited, and I'm a senior evangelist and the managing director. I'm in charge of the business with the financial industry. So that's why I'm going to talk about our AI initiatives in the financial industry, especially using some use cases for you. And this is my bio, but if you take a look at the handouts, you can see. But I joined Hitachi Limited in 1985, a long time ago, and I'm getting old. And year 2001, I left Hitachi to join Citibank, and at Citibank, I was in charge of the Internet Banking Initiative and the CRM at the bank. But I got tired with the banker's life, and I returned to Hitachi in year 2004. And I'm currently in charge of the business development or using the new technologies like AI, blockchain, or biometrics, or whatever. So today I'm going to focus on AI use cases, but you can see in my bio, I'm a governing board member of the Hyperledger blockchain initiative hosted by Linux Foundation, and the AI is not the only business for me. So if you are interested in blockchain technology, please give me a call or whatever. And today's content is like this, and in the subject, you can see the word Society 5.0. Maybe you don't know well about the Society 5.0, and I will introduce briefly. And then an overview of a digital solution, and then use cases using AI. So, what is Society 5.0? Society 5.0 is a totally Japanese concept. And you can find a bunch of new social concepts like Industry 4.0 in Germany, and Industrial Internet in the States, or Made in China 2025 in China. And the Japanese government wants to deal with the new concepts using the new technologies like AI, IoT, blockchain, biometrics, or whatever. And I don't know, they want to compete with other countries, but they want to be a country or a government who can issue who can express such kind of new concepts equivalent to or excelling the other countries' concepts. So Society 5.0 is such kind of concepts. And maybe you are interested in what is 5.0, right? And the society is growing from the phase 1 called hunting society. It is Society 1.0. Then growing into agricultural society, then industrial society, and then information society. And the Society 5.0 is a society, a super smart society, which is using AI, IoT, robotics, or blockchain, or whatever. So new kind of technologies. And the definition of the Society 5.0 by the government is like this. Advanced fusion of cyberspace and the physical space, balancing the economic advancement with the resolution of social problems, and it is a human-centered society. Maybe not so many people can understand, so I want to restate the definition in the next slide. Before that, Japanese government issued the Growth Strategy 2017, which is aiming at the realization of the Society 5.0, and it was released in June 9th, 2 years ago. And it shows the 5 strategic focuses and the specific measures to realize Society 5.0. Number 1, extension of the healthy lifespan, and the number 2, mobility revolution, and number 3, next generation supply chain, and the number 4, present infrastructure and towns. It is a kind of society issue, right? Maybe you can see, it's going to be easy for you to understand, it's a kind of society issues. But all of a sudden, they say that the number 5, fifth element is a fintech. As I said, I'm in charge of the business with the financial industry, and if the Japanese government says fintech is the key issue for the super smart society, then what should we do? So our vision to deal with Society 5.0 is like this. Hitachi recognizes fintech as a major part of social innovation business, and explore the fintech to realize Society 5.0. And the Society 5.0 is where new values are delivered through the interconnectivity and the collaboration among the various industries, not limited to financial industry. In the past, or even currently, each industry sometimes are vertically separated. But if you use the new technologies like IoT, AI, or blockchain, each industry will be interconnected to deliver more convenient world or more convenient society to you. So we want to use the fintech for that purpose, and the AI is a major part of the fintech for our business. And the Society 5.0 is a Japanese government concept, and but it is still limited in Japan. But the United Nations has issued the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and they have 17 objectives to deliver the much better world. And if you take a look at the SDGs, you can find some common factors with the Society 5.0. So when you think about, or when we think about the global business, we should consider the compliance with the SDGs, not limited to Society 5.0. So Hitachi Limited is also thinking about such kind of the delivery of the realization of the SDGs as well. So, to do that, we are providing some kind of the financial digital solutions, and Hitachi is thinking about the creation of the new financial services. As I said, maybe you are not from the financial industry, so you are not interested in the financial industry, but in any case, let me talk about the financial industry. And we want to contribute to the creation of the new financial services by transforming a variety of data into value. In any industry, you have a bunch of data and bunch of information. But if it is a raw data, even if you have a diverse information, it is just a gemstone for creating value. You should polish, you should analyze. So you need to have a digital technology that brightens the gemstones, to polish them, to be used in many purposes. And from that procedure, you can create a new idea, right? And you can create the new services. And as I said, you have a bunch of data. In the bottom, you can find the open data, IoT data, or data within your enterprises. So you can use a bunch of data. And to utilize such kind of bunch of data, you can use the various technologies, including AI, RPA, or API, blockchain, or biometrics, or whatever. So using digital technologies like that, you can polish the raw data into the value or into new ideas. For that purpose, maybe Hitachi Limited can deal with that by ourselves, but to expand the applicability of such kind of solution, we need to collaborate with the customers or the guys from other industries. The collaborative creation is a key issue for Hitachi Limited. And so to realize a better world, we need such kind of collaboration. And this is an example of the collaborative creation. And this is the use case example of the business with the Dai-ichi Life Insurance. It's the second largest insurance company in Japan. And of course, they have a bunch of data, medical data, health checkup data, or whatever, and the application data. And in Dai-ichi Life, they have many doctors who have deep expertise and the deep experiences in the medical field, and they can deal with many things by themselves. But imagine that if you apply to the medical insurance, sometimes you are declined because you have a high blood pressure or something like that. But actually, I have a little bit high blood pressure, and if I apply to the medical insurance, maybe I'm going to be declined. But if you look at me, I look healthy, and maybe it's okay to receive my application for Dai-ichi Life. But in the past, Dai-ichi Life declined so many applications due to the limited knowledge about the applicants' current situation. So all of a sudden, our researchers get into the Dai-ichi Life company, Dai-ichi Life Insurance, and they provided the hospitalization duration predictive model. The model was created using the healthcare information of the Hitachi employees. Actually, Hitachi Group has more than 300,000 employees, and we have a bunch of knowledge about the healthcare of the employees. And using that model, we provided that model to the Dai-ichi Life, and Dai-ichi Life used that model, and they can understand. They can predict the potential hospitalization duration in the future. Toshiya Cho will be hospitalized for maybe less than a couple of days in coming 10 years or something like that. Then it's okay for Dai-ichi Life to receive my application for health insurance. So using that procedure, Dai-ichi Life could enjoy the increase of the new contracts of the medical insurance. And for Hitachi, using such kind of experiences, we created the solution called the risk simulator for insurance. So we are selling such kind of solution to other life insurance companies. So we collaborated with the Dai-ichi Life, and Dai-ichi Life got the new contracts, and we used such kind of experience to create the new solution to be sold at the other financial institutions. That's the collaborative creation. So this is the main issue of my presentation, and maybe you are interested in how we can use AI, how we use AI for the financial industry. And maybe all of you are aware that we are in the age of big data, or in the age of IoT era, right? But in that period, in that era, you should expect the exponential increase of the data. You can use so many data, so many information like SNS, from SNS or IoT or whatever. So you can deal with the exponentially increased information. Then, but in the past, to deal with the analysis of the such kind of data, you or we depended on your experience, past experiences, or sometimes your intuition, right? But in such situation with the increased data, volume of data, you should expect that you cannot depend on your intuition or experiences, because for some information, you have never used such kind of data or information. So to supplement or as an alternative, maybe you can utilize the AI. So if you use AI, maybe AI will identify the new kind of the correlation or new kind of the findings, and to deal with the more and more complicated society and business. And so, as I said, please think about the use AI as a supplement, or as an alternative. So, and you can find a bunch of AI technology, like natural language processing, or statistical analysis, or recognition. So there are so many types of AI, but combining such kind of various AI technology, you can create the alternate processing for the simple tasks. For example, RPA is like that. Robotics process automation. You know, it's a kind of the automation of the simple procedures. Or decision support. You can use AI for decision support, and the expected advantages would be higher operational efficiency, or reduction in workload, or explication of knowledge, or extension of business without increasing human resources. So you can use AIs for multiple purposes, and you can increase the efficiency, and you can decrease the workload, and you can increase the accuracy of the prediction, right? So our AI technology's characteristics is that it is a multi-purpose AI. And the most important things I want to say is that even if you use AI, the goal setting and the final judgment should be made by human. Sometimes people believe that the AI will replace everything in the world. But that's not true. Final decision making and the goal setting should be made by human. If not, you should expect the world like Terminator or Space Odyssey 2001. I don't want to be dominated by the computer like HAL 9000, right? And I hate the word like Skynet, right? So I want to say that the goal setting and the final judgment should be made by human, but you can use the AI for multi-purpose. So the human will make the goal, and the human will define the KPI, and we will collect the data from the existing systems and put into our AI technology. And according to the goals set by human, AI will autonomously learn and grow to deliver optimal outputs and the values beyond human thinking patterns. Sometimes, as I said, if you depend on your past experience or intuition, you will miss something. But AI can find out something new for you. But it doesn't replace everything. That's my message. And we have a technology called Hitachi AI Technology H using leap learning. Leap learning is not deep learning. And we call it like ATH as an abbreviation. And the Hitachi AI Technology H, ATH, uses the leap learning technology. It combines the high volume indices, high volume data, and it captures the relevant factors automatically. So it will find out the correlation of the multiple indices and multiple information, bunch of data, and it will find out the strengths of the correlation among various indices. So it means that it will generate the formula using multiple data, and this AI will make almost everything explainable, because it will find out the correlation among the data, so it's explainable. It is quite important in the financial industry to be explainable, because financial regulators don't like black box logic. No, black box. They don't like black box. They want to understand why it happens, why we think like that. So if you use or if you depend on a deep learning technology too much, sometimes it's going to be a black box, and you cannot explain it to the regulators. So especially in the financial industry, or to persuade the financial regulators, such kind of explainable technology is quite important. And you can find a bunch of use cases in the financial industry for using the ATH, and I will introduce some of them afterwards. But if you take a look at afterwards, maybe you can understand what we are doing right now. And number one, stock lending pricing. This is a use case at the Cab.com Securities, internet-only brokerage company in Japan. And in a brokerage industry, stock lending is getting more popular and popular because it will the investors want to use the margin trading to deal with margin trading. For that purpose, they should borrow some stocks from the brokerage companies, and the brokerage companies can enjoy the fees from that transaction, those kind of transactions. And at the Cab.com Securities, they had only 3 traders, and they used to make the judgment on an appropriate rating for each stock lending, and including the demand, supply, or stock pricing, or transaction volume, or something like that. But the decision making was totally depending on the human judgment. So they had only 3 traders, and they got a bunch of offers from their clients, maybe 900 to 1,000 transactions a day. But 3 traders could deal with maybe only 500. So they missed the almost half of the offers. So it's a totally opportunity loss for them. So to avoid that, they tried to use AI, and they had some period of the POC. And after the implementation of AI, they still have only 3 traders. But they can deal with maybe more than 3,000 offers a day, 6 times volume, right? So their profit level is going higher and higher, and they are getting more and more profitable. And the CEO of that company is happy with that, except they should pay more fees to Hitachi. But in any case, they are getting profitable, and we are getting money. So it is a kind of the use case in a brokerage industry. And next one. It is quite simple, marketing efficiency using AI. Maybe many of you have a CRM systems within your enterprises. But even if you have a CRM system, data analysis should be made by such data scientists or data analysts. And sometimes they are depending on the tools like SAS, enterprise miner or something like that. It is quite tough, or it is quite difficult to use such kind of tools. And the human resources are sometimes limited to who can deal with such kind of data analysis. So to replacing such kind of the tools, a regional bank in Japan tried to enhance the such kind of analytical procedure using AI, and it is quite simple. It is a promotion of the card loan, consumer loan, and if at the time they want to increase the number of the conversion rate of the promotional direct mails. So we collected a bunch of data from the bank, and we analyzed using the potential conversion rate or potential response rate of the campaign. And the result was almost 60% higher than our competitors' outcome or past analytical procedures. So if you use AI, maybe you can expect such kind of increasing efficiency of the marketing activities. And use case number 3 is a fraudulent transaction monitoring at the JPX. JPX is a Japan exchange group. It's a parent company of the Tokyo Stock Exchange, Osaka Stock Exchange, or someone like that. And they monitor the potential fraudulent transactions. Actually, they are facing a bunch of fraudulent transactions in daily operations. And but they should monitor such kind of the fraudulent activities. And they had monitoring systems. They had monitoring systems. They still have. But more efficient extraction of the potential fraudulent transactions should be necessary to deal with the fair trading of the stocks. And but their existing monitoring systems could not recognize all the frauds. So to increase the efficiency of such kind of the detection of the fraudulent transactions, they tried to use AI, and actually they spent a very long time for POC. Actually, it's like 2 years POC. And then after that, finally, March last year, they decided to go live with the AI implementation. This is how it works. On your left-hand side, you can find the existing fraud detection system. That's fine. But it was not perfect. So we used the Hitachi AI technology H for fraud detection to create the fraud detection models, and that model will detect or exclude the potentially safe transaction. So the existing fraud detection system will recognize that it would be potentially fraudulent transaction, but after the AI implementation, AI will recognize it's going to be safe. So they could exclude such kind of transactions from the list. Or sometimes the existing system missed the possibly fraudulent transactions from the list. So AI will recognize you should add such kind of potentially fraudulent transaction on the list. So by that procedure, their fraud detection level got much higher. And the next one is the AI for loan qualification. Similar kind of the procedure was applied to how they can qualify, how a bank qualify the loan application. This is used at the SBI Sumishin Net Bank. It's an internet-only bank in Japan, and it got 43% higher prediction accuracy than deep learning technology. Then they will use that. 43% higher than existing technology. So that's why they decided to use our technology, and they will establish the joint venture with Hitachi. But we found out one problem. AI is getting smarter if they have more data. The more data AI has, it gets smarter. But in a very good economy, they cannot find out not so many data of the defaults, number of defaults. So if it is the case, AI will make the misunderstanding called overfitting. Overfitting is using very small scale data. They believe that it is a kind of the reason, or it is a kind of the logic of the defaults. But that's not true sometimes. So to deal with that, we needed the new kind of technology, and we created the technology called Hitachi AI technology, or prediction of rare case. So even if you have a very rare data, small data, you can find out the reasonable logic behind that. And they have, you can find the various advantages of the ATPRC, and the higher prediction accuracy, or unique technique to reduce overfitting, and the unexplainable. You can explain the reason why you decline the loan application to your clients. If it's explainable, customers will be unhappy, but they will understand, right? And not limited to the statistical analysis. Of course, you can use the AI for another purposes, like digital dialogue. So digital dialogue is like using chatbots to be used for the customer services, like automation of the online channels and the enhanced efficiency of the branch operations. Or you can utilize it for the enhanced compliance. And you will use some essential technology for digital dialogue, and it is a voice recognition. When you think about the voice recognition, you should avoid the noises or echoes, or you can recognize where the voice is coming from. So for that purpose, we have a noise reduction technology, or noise removal technology, along with the sound source separation. So utilizing such kind of technology, you can enjoy the higher level, higher quality of the voice recognition. And this is how it works for the compliance. So maybe you have some opportunities to talk with your customers, and you can say something, but you should not say something. In a brokerage industry, you mustn't say that this stock should be profitable for you. Absolutely profitable. It is prohibited to say like that words. So to recognize such kind of things, you will record the conversation, and the AI will convert into the text using the voice recognition, and it will be used for the compliance check as well. So I introduced the many use cases of the AI application in the financial industry, but actually AI is not perfect. So final decision making and the goal setting should be made by yourselves. So, and I want to say AI will not replace everything. AI will not. AI will be much better, but it's going to be imperfect. So it is a good. It is what I want to say during my presentation. Thanks for your attention. Thank you very much.